Hello, hello, hello. Back again. Guess what I did today? I packed up a ton of these to ship out. So if you got your payback vinyl ordered after January 1st, um, those are being shipped out tomorrow, which means you should all have them within the next 3 to 7 business days. And if you don't have the payback vinyl yet, I still have a ton of them actually. There's probably about 160 of them sitting here right now. So, if you'd like to own this fine record here on vinyl with this beautiful purple splatter, you know what to do. Hit the Bandcamp. They're 30 bucks and like 20 bucks to ship it. I just sent Pierogi a bunch of them too. I put a bunch in the mail for him and Cena and Brandon. All the Scammer Payback homies. How many did I have to ship today? It was probably about, I think I shipped 20, then plus his. Bandcamp luckily took care of shipping most of them, like all the pre-orders they took care of. But then the overflow gets sent to me, and then I have to ship all that out. I'm currently watching the feed here. Oh, am I having audio problems? I might be. If you can't hear what I'm saying, how's this? That should be working a lot better now. Oh, Stephanie's mad. She's out. She can't hear. She's out. Yeah, I can hear myself. I'm checking it right now. Stephanie, is it your first day on the internet, on YouTube? Yeah, it's working. So what you gotta do is you have to unmute your YouTube thing, like the little speaker thing, and then make sure your browser is not muted also up at the top, whatever browser you're using. Yeah, the echoing here really sucks. Let me see if I can fix that. It's like my first day on the internet too. Okay, that might be like a tiny bit better. If it's not, I don't know what to say. That's better. That's better. That's better. Cool. All right. Yeah, here we are. This is a live AMA. Probably listen to a couple songs because I'm still pushing 80s kids. And we'll probably, I'm going to answer a bunch of questions. So if you guys have questions, kick them out. Tell me what you want to know. It can be questions about anything. I'll turn it up some more. I think that's as bad as high as it can go. It says my battery is running low. 1 second, everyone. 1 sec. Okay, low PC battery. Got it sorted out. Yes, it's my first, second, third time streaming. I'm slowly figuring this out as we go along, so bear with me. If you hear a bunch of floor noise, it's because the dogs are running around upstairs, and my roommate's currently here. So I could have picked a lot better day to do this, honestly, but I figured Sunday, people are around. Here we are. Yeah, so Ask away. Any questions you have about the record, about me, about this fine setup back here. I have towels over the synthesizers currently. Miles Clark, do you know how far is the farthest you have to ship the record in miles? And I think the furthest there it's going is like New York and New Jersey. I had taken some European orders, and unfortunately, I couldn't ship those. I had to refund them because I can't find where to ship to Europe inexpensively. It's like $152 per record to ship it over there. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is find somewhere that's willing to distribute my records for me over there, so I can ship them like a box of the Payback and hopefully 80s Kids, and have them just kind of house it, and then as people take, as they take the orders for me and ship them out at a lower price. Do you always see yourself making this style of music, or will you ever branch out? The album is fire. Thanks, Dean. Um, yeah, I've got hey, sorry, Steph. This is as loud as this thing gets. This is as loud as I talk. My apologies. I wasn't born to be a radio personality speaker. Um, this style of music, I love synthwave. I love 80s music. I grew up making 80s music, and I make a lot of different styles of music. I play in a rock band. Um, I make electronic pop music also in another project. So I mess around with a lot of things down here and a lot of different styles like jazz, and I make jazz songs. I've written some country songs. Um, as far as the Drive project goes, it's just probably mostly always going to be 80s synth pop um, and synth wave. I know I started this as like mostly synth wave and mostly instrumental, and then I sort of moved on to it being a little more synth pop in recent times. So I like that direction. So we might get it to be a little more, I don't know, might be a little more pop in the future, but I don't think it's going to go take too many turns. Maybe a little more new wave. I have written some new wave records. I feel like I kind of got into the new wave thing on the newest album a little bit. Falling is very new wave. Dan wants to know if I'm making a living with my music or what is my day job. Yeah, I do make a living with my music. Drive does not pay the bills. Um, I have other projects to do. So the amount of money I make off Drive is not enough to live on or sustain on. But combined with other faucets of revenue that I have in music, it all works out. Yes, Dean, synthwave is the future. Hopefully, thanks for saying I'm gifted. Yeah, synthwave's a homage to the 1980s, and I don't think that I'm not certain. I mean, I think synthwave is very current right now. I hear like The Weeknd, a lot of synthwave records from him. I hear a lot of synthwave records from like Dua Lipa, a bunch of pop artists. I hear a lot of synthwave influence, or I guess 80s synth pop influence. Um, it'd be nice if the synthwave scene in general got more recognition as a whole, like with promoters and festivals. And there's only like one, well, there's like two recognizable like synthwave names that tour, and that's the Midnight, which is probably the most recognizable in the synthwave scene. Every time someone like sees the word synthwave, they're like, "Have you listened to the Midnight?" Or like on my TikTok, people always like, "This sounds like the Midnight." I'm like, well, maybe the Midnight sounds like it's from the '80s. And then the other names like Kavinsky, but Kavinsky was inactive for like 10 years and just started releasing another album again. So I don't know if synthwave will ever catch on, but I hope so. Speaking of that, yes, I do have a Patreon. It's true. We're gonna listen to another song from the new album. This is "We Were Just Kids." Maybe we're gonna listen to it. I'm having a really hard time with this computer. There we go. And keep the questions coming in while I stream this. I love having the echo back. That's intentional. I'm intentionally trying to get the echo in here. Just so you all know, the echo is very intentional. Okay, out with the echo. Apparently I don't have my stuff set up very well. I think I probably need to test this thing on like a different channel and have someone come in and like help me with this. I feel like Stephanie's trolling me though. It's okay, I quit playing the song. It's apparently not working through my setup. I'll get back to some questions though. Greg wants to know my favorite 80s movie and or song. I don't know. My favorite movie of all time is Fight Club, but that's not from the 80s. Probably like Weekend at Bernie's or something that like I remember watching like a shitload as a kid. Um, or like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Actually, it's probably Ghostbusters. I think I watched that the most when I was a kid. My favorite 80s song. I'm gonna go with Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. It's like one of the first songs I remember ever actually hearing. She definitely wants to know if I'm the singer. Yes, sometimes on some of the music. Dan, where do I live? Denver, Colorado. Dean, how was working with Father Dude? Yeah, Father Dude, Mitch, super awesome guy. Um, um, yeah, I've known him for a long time, since maybe 2014. We started working together on music, and yeah, worked on a ton of stuff. A lot of it never came out until the Drive project. So when I started working on the Drive project, I felt like he had a really 80s sounding voice, and it was like easy to get him on the tracks. So the first one we did was City Nights, and that came out really great. So we did another one called Let It Rain. They're both on my first album. That came out really good. And then when Pierogi hit me up about the Payback song, I hit up Mitch because they really liked City Nights over at Scammer Payback, so they wanted something similar. So I had to get Father Dude on it. And yeah, we just ended up writing a ton of stuff and did that album. And Father Dude and I still write like mad tons of music. Um, we're working on a release for him now, like a Drive produced Father Dude, probably EP. Some of the songs were already written like years ago by us. We have this song that's called, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Crossing Lines, that we wrote in 2015 out in Brooklyn when I was out there visiting. And it's like one of my favorite songs that he's got. And we've never put it out. He's never put it out. And we decided we'd go ahead and kind of reproduce it and get it in line with some other songs for his EP. So we're hoping to do that. and maybe have that out early next year. And I would love to do another collaborative album with Father Dude also, maybe like the payback, paid back again or something. I don't know. It'd be cool to get, Pierogi involved again and do another like concept. Payback's a concept record, so it'd be cool to do another concept record. Um, if I could collaborate with anyone, who would it be? For the Drive project, um, probably somebody like Hall and Oates, or somebody that's like an old '80s household name. Kate Bush. Blue Star found out yesterday that Drive is a car rental company here in Egypt. Nice, nice. Um, I think I saw that actually when I was trying to get the Drive name. I picked the name and put out music before I really looked into things like who else has Drive as a name, and there was a lot of over in like the Middle East and in Egypt and stuff that was there were like a lot of companies, just a lot of people that have that last name. So in hindsight, do I think Drive is like the best name for the project? Probably not. No, Katie, I did not make this shirt. Someone made me this shirt a few years ago. DC or Marvel? I really liked Spider-Man growing up, so probably Marvel. But I also really like Batman a lot too. I liked Batman because Batman didn't have superpowers. Batman was just like um, this normal dude that had a bunch of money. I guess Batman's superpower was billions of dollars, so he could like develop some really cool toys and crime fighting gadgets. Blue Star, their logos. Send me their logo. I'd love to see it. Have you guys all seen my new logo? It's on my page. Maybe you can see it above in this video, um, or like down here in the wait. It's over here in the little tiny watermark. I've had a lot of people tell me looks like it says Dave, like Dayve. And it's funny, I never saw it that way until people said it. Now I can't unsee that my logo says Dave. But I decided if you're here, then you're in the know and you know it says Drive. Stephanie, you're not blocked. I can see. I don't know why the audio is not working for you. It's clearly, everyone says it's fine. I've even got some text from my girlfriend that's monitoring this. She said it's fine. You just couldn't hear the song when I played the song was all, which sucks. Because I wanted to play some songs. I actually kind of wanted to play some. I'm working on something right here, right now, that I kind of wanted to play, but I don't think that's going to happen today. Maybe I'll do another Drive session and have the camera at the computer screens and like make some music live. I think that might be cool to see. But now I have to figure out how to get the audio to work correctly. So I think I need to spend like a couple of just full days sorting out the video so it doesn't look so choppy. Because this is a nice camera, and sort out the audio so that everything kind of works together. Like looks professional. This looks super janky. It feels super janky. Like just checking out the stream right now looks really, really choppy. So if anybody knows anything about streaming or can give me some tips, like send me an email or something. Like send me an email. Let me know what I can do that's helps make it better. Because there's like a lot of information on YouTube, but nobody's like it's all like scattered and only some few things kind of work for me. And I'm using a PC, so the proud show, welcome. Stephanie, you want me to crank up a song? I'm going to try to see if I can get the song to play again. Let me see if I can get a song to go. Sorry, my face is like in the camera, like the computer's over here. This setup sucks. Like, I'm so mad at it right now. I'm so mad at myself for letting it be this janky. Oh yeah, it won't let me oh, there it goes. That may or may not come through. Oh, I can hear it. All right. So it sounds like the music's working. Finally, did I finally get the music to work? There, I got the mic to work better too. All right. There shouldn't be any echo now. Miles, do I own a turntable? Yeah, I got a turntable. Dan, the streaming software I'm using is OBS. The streaming software I'm trying to use is OBS. Stephanie, who sings Muscle Memory, that's my friend Annie Brava. I should hit the guy up from Trivium, Greg. That's a great idea. Maybe I can get him on a track. I actually really like Trivium. Trivium's like Metallica to me. They sound like Metallica. Oh, Stephanie, we got the vocal. You can hear my voice now. Okay. So obviously it was just a problem with the mic setup because couldn't get the mic on this camera to work. So I had to use the mic on the laptop, and it was being really janky. Grace Austin, hey, I autographed your vinyl today, and put it in the box to ship it. I remember going through to see who wanted autographed vinyl. I remember seeing your name. So hopefully that's what you wanted, because I had to, for sure, because I had to open it up and like sign it. So when you get it, it won't be in a shrink wrap anymore. But it is autographed. If anyone else wants their vinyl autographed, you're too late. You have to buy another one. They're all boxed up, and they're all being shipped out. But if you don't own the vinyl yet, and you want it autographed, you can pick it up on my Bandcamp. I'll sign it right here in this nice space. $30. Also might be doing a live show pretty soon. So for anybody that lives in the Denver area or wants to come to Denver, I'm going to be announcing that pretty soon. Father Dude's going to be there. I just can't announce the date yet, but it will be in Denver. I'm opening up for another artist, a larger artist, not a synthwave artist, just an electronic artist. And we'll see how much they let me get away with. I think that they just DJ, so I don't know how much live stuff they're gonna let me get away with, but I'm definitely gonna sing live and have Father Dude sing live, and try to play guitar and bass. I really wanted to like hire my friend to come drum and like do like live drums, live synth, live guitar, live bass, live vocals, like have like a real live like synthwave band. But a lot of headlining artists, if they don't have like enough of like a developed live set, they won't let their openers do that because they feel like it outshines them, like, you know, outperforms what they're doing. So they typically limit you pretty good on what you're allowed to do. Bucket list venues I want to play, Greg? Yeah, Red Rocks. I would love to play at Coachella. I'd love to play at the Gorge. Maybe like the Hollywood Bowl. Toronto, I don't know if I'll ever get up to Canada. At least anytime soon. I don't even have a booking agent, so I can't even really get shows. All the shows I do, I have to like, I source them myself, and this will be my second one. So I did one last fall here in Denver, and it went really well. I opened for an artist named Flamingosis, and there was probably like 1,500 people there. It was at this venue called the Ogden. It was like a big theater, and they were really receptive. It went really well. I thought maybe I would get more shows off the back of that, like promoters reaching out and stuff, but like promoters just don't care about synthwave, and the ones that do, it's like they're like in New York or LA, and like they're already like super niche. Like they have their like people and synthwave DJs that they want to book, and like that's that. The synthwave scene's hard. There's not a lot of that going on. So if you want to do synthwave shows, you have to book your own stuff. So I have to essentially book my own tour, and I just don't think that I have enough traction as an artist to pull that off. I think I'd probably just lose money and play to like several empty rooms. I could try to do like a it's more like a fly date thing where like and pick like specific markets. I could try to pick like, you know, like New York, Chicago, Denver, LA, like things where there's a lot of people and maybe a scene for synthwave, and try to go out and see how that does, and maybe try to book some really small rooms. Places are like 1 to 200 people, so if there's like 30 people there, it still looks like it's full. Because I don't want to get back into like, you know, I played in a rock band when I was in my 20s, and we like put our shit in a van and toured around, and like booked our own shows, and I mean, it was awful. It was honestly terrible. Sometimes it'd be pretty good, but most of the time it was like you're playing for like the other band and like the bartender, and I just don't want to get into that with this project. I'd rather it just live on the internet if it's gonna be like that. Any vids of your last live show we can check out? There's none. There's photos, and I think they're on my Instagram. There is one live video that like my friend took from like side stage, but it's like 10 seconds long. So, and that show was last minute too. They hit me up like 2 days before, to ask me if I could do it, and I said yes. And then they didn't get back to me until the morning of to confirm it, and I was like, oh my god, like really? So I did it. I put it together. I basically just played one of my synthesizers with like a racing helmet on and like a drive jacket, and just played one of my synthesizers like just over the top of like my tracks. So I was just like doubling synth lines that were already there, because I just didn't have any time to prepare for it. So like that's all I did. So I'm sure it sounded really good. There wasn't really anything to mess up. I mean, I knew the parts at least. So and I had to play like another show that day too with my other project at like a local festival. So I really had no time to try to get someone to video it or anything, because I played one set and then like put my stuff in my car and then like drove to the next place and like set up and sound checked. So it was a lot. It was a lot to do that day. So I didn't really get anything cool set up, but I'm definitely gonna get some video for this next live show. I'm just waiting to confirm it. 19 of you watching right now. No more you have questions? This is a live AMA. Oh, but I did, you know what's awesome? I can actually see in real time my sales for the Payback vinyl. And we just got another one. We just sold another Payback vinyl. Hopefully as a result of this stream right here. Sean from Lincoln, California just bought one. Sean, if you're watching this right now, shout out for buying that. Let me know if you want it autographed. That's sort of why I do these streams, to like, you know, help keep the awareness going, talk to you all, get some vinyls shipped out of here. There's like 5 boxes of vinyl just chilling right over here. I like literally have no room for it. I need to get these out of here. Katie wants to know when I first decided I wanted to be a musician. Probably when I was in 3rd grade listening to Def Leppard Hysteria. I'd like jump around on my bed and fake play guitar. And that's when I sort of was like, yeah, I want to be in a band. So I like tried to play guitar. My dad got me a guitar and it was a total failure at it. Like I just sucked. I hated the lessons because they just like don't teach you anything that's fun. It's like learn how to finger all this dumb stuff. And that's not exciting when you're a kid. You just want to like jam and play cool songs. So I got back into guitar when I was like 16, and I like bought tab books. They're just books that show you like how to play songs, and I was like really into Metallica, so like I just learned a bunch of Metallica, like shittily played Metallica songs, and yeah, that's kind of how it really started. And I started playing with a guy that went to my high school that played drums, and he was terrible, but we were awful. My mom would let us play in my bedroom upstairs, and like my neighbors would get so mad because it was so loud and it would be so hot in the summer. So we'd like open the window, and I remember this one time the guy down the street came down and was like screaming in our faces about it, like. And then my mom went out and told him off. My mom was awesome. She told him to take a hike. It was great. She didn't say it that nice though. Greg wants to know is my favorite concert I've ever been to. Wow, I don't know. My favorite band's this band called AFI. They're like kind of an emo punk band that sort of had their peak in the early 2000s. I've always really liked them. I don't even really like all their records, honestly. It's just like a time period of their stuff I like. Maybe 98 through 2006. I think I like everything that they put out in there. And outside of that, it's pretty hit or miss. But I always wanted to see them because I got in them when they were like a pretty big band, and I always wanted to see them at a smaller venue. I never got to until 2017. They randomly booked this tour where they played a bunch of like 1,000 cap venues, which is, you know, they usually play like 5,000 cap venues, so that's a smaller room. So yeah, I went and saw them. It was at this place just down the street. It's called the Gothic Theater, and that's one of my favorite live shows I've ever seen. I don't know if it's the best live show I've ever seen, but it was definitely one of my favorites. I've also got to say I saw Metallica in 1994. That was
amazing. I saw him again in '96 front row, and that was incredible. Um, I saw Pantera a couple times live when I was really young. They were really good live, even though I don't really listen to them anymore. Um, Trying to think of other stuff that I thought was like really good. I saw Plant and Page in '95, which was very cool. I saw Aerosmith in '95. That was really awesome. I saw AC/DC in '96. It was so loud my ears rang for 3 days. And that taught me to wear ear protection at concerts. So yeah. Um, Recent concerts that are memorable to me. I saw Lord Huron earlier this year. They're really amazing. Um, I saw the Midnight at the Gothic last fall. They did a live show. They're a synthwave band. I was talking about them earlier, and that really blew me away. That's the first time I've seen like synthwave done as a full band. They had a sax player. They had two guitar players, a huge like Def Leppard style drum kit. Draco's in here. What's up, Draco? Hope you're enjoying all your payback stuff that you bought, because you got a lot. You got a lot of payback stuff. I'm messing around in my hand with just the CD of my debut album. I actually need to send. This was one I've signed and I have to send it off. I haven't sent it off. It's been like a month. I've been really lazy about it. This album actually just hit 1 million streams on Spotify like a week ago. So shout out to everybody who's listened to the debut album. You know, it's got the one with City Nights on it. Miles, do I own a real hoverboard? No, I don't. I should get one. You know what I actually tried to get? I really tried to get was a Delorean. I really tried to get one. I found one that was being sold locally. It was not running, so it needed some work, and they wanted 20 grand for it, and I just didn't know if I wanted to get into an old 80s car like that, and I didn't know how much of a money pit that might end up be. I know I can get like a refurbished one from the DeLorean factory right now. And they're expensive though. They run about 40 to 50 grand. And it's not something that I would have as a daily driver, so I can't really justify the expense. I just thought it'd be cool to find one and have one and like flex on it on the internet, and just because of the Drive brand. I know DeLorean's making new DeLoreans now, and they're electric DeLoreans, and they look awesome. But I also read that the price point was like upwards of like $120,000. So I don't think I could ever bring myself to spend that much on a vehicle. Even if I had $1 billion, I don't know if I would spend more than 100 grand on a vehicle. Just because they depreciate like crazy. It's such a bad investment. Also, messing around over here with, I have the, this is rare. This is the first Drive EP. And we only did, I think we only did mini disc and cassette tape. The cassettes are kind of cheap. Like, the label was really cheap about this. Like, they, the art's cool. But they, did, this colored cassette, but the label is black and white. And I wish I could get this in focus. There you go. And it just says side A and side B. But I think they were only like $6 or something for these ones, so that wasn't that bad. But it was cool. This is like, I've never had my music on like an actual like cassette before, like an actual printed cassette. I'm trying to get this in focus. So it's cool to like see this. If you want one of these, I'm sorry, they're all sold out. This is like, they only sent me one. Like, I got one. This is my only one right here. I have listened to it. It's very cool. I forgot how like kind of crappy tapes sound, because I'm so used to hearing things on digital. And vinyl, like vinyl sounds awesome, but tapes, like, what a downgrade in audio quality, right? From like vinyl to tapes, like tapes sound so compressed and crappy. Miles, in their day, weren't they like 500 grand for a DeLorean? I don't know. I think I could Google really quick to see how much DeLoreans cost in 1985. That's like around when they were released. You know the story about the guy with DeLorean, right? It's John DeLorean. He went to prison. Maybe he didn't go to prison, but they shut down. He got busted for cocaine. Um, but I heard it was like a they like it was like it was entrapment. I think that's why he didn't go to prison. But yeah, they somehow got him trapped in some massive cocaine deal, and that's why it went under. So 25,000 for a new DeLorean in 1985, and you could buy a Chevy Corvette for 16,000 back then. So DeLoreans were on the high side because what's a Corvette? A Corvette now is like 70 or 80 grand. So. Oh, Maya, yeah, you live in Austin, so there is a DeLorean. The DeLorean factory is there, or at least the one where they're making the new DeLorean, I think's there, because Chicago is where you can get the refurbished DeLoreans, and they have a bunch of them. I think I'm gonna look and see. I think they still have some up on their site, like old ones, for sale. But they're not freaking cheap. See, if I look at the site, it's all the new one. Oh, classic DMC. The classic DMC. Sales, let's see here. Restored and refurbished classic DeLoreans. They're pre-owned. They're in as-is condition, but it says that the factory has gone through them. Let's see if I can view all currently available. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, they've gone up a lot. I should have bought one. I should have bought one back in the day. Okay, so you can get a 1981 DeLorean for $100,000, or you get a 1983 one for $98,000. The rest of these, it says to contact for price. I remember they were like 40, 50 grand like a year ago. I'm sure like inflation and then like the resurgence of popularity of these things has been crazy. I actually know a guy out in Chicago that has one. I met him through TikTok because he's always posting DeLoreans and using my music. I was like, I want to go out there and just drive it. Yeah, Miles, the Lamborghini was like, I think the Lamborghini was like $200,000. Sean, yeah, I'll give you this one. I'll sign your vinyl right now. Because I just opened this one for the stream. So I will autograph this bad boy for you live. And it will go out tomorrow. There you go. Autographed vinyl. Shipping out tomorrow with all the others. Yeah, anybody wants a vinyl immediately and doesn't have one yet, get those orders in today because I'm shipping out a bunch tomorrow. So get them in. Make my life easy so I could just have one trip to the thing, to the UPS store, and not a billion trips to the UPS store. Just got to keep an eye on this camera battery here. So, shall we play another song? Let's play another song. Let's play another song from 80s Kids.
Soon we gotta go, soon we gotta go. Only using eyes, you tell me all I need to know. Do you want to get out of here? Do you wanna be gone? Well, let's
Turn it up a
just
bit.
get out of here. And when we
Yeah, you
get
can capture
home,
Father Dude.
lay down my bed. And when we get home, stay down, and catch my breath. It's no heart attack, cardiac, a strong attraction. We're image capturing. Heart attack, cardiac, let's run it back when we get home. Riding down the highway, running reds. You and me, babe, nobody guessed. Oh, I forgot my phone. You forgot your phone. Nothing can distract me when you're pulling on my arm. Busy on the road, busy on the road. Got the whole night. Where do you wanna go?
You know what I want to know? I want to know what you all's favorite song is off 80s Kids. Is it this one? I can tell you what my favorite song off of it is, but I don't really know if I'm allowed to, since I'm the artist. So tell me, if you've listened to 80s Kids, what's your favorite jam? Is it the one with Father Dude? I'm hoping everyone says this one that I sing on, but don't feel like you have to say that. Just to make me feel good. Because the other vocalists on there are awesome. And those songs are really great. I think the Image Capture is probably the best song Father Dude and I have done. At least in my opinion. And I might just be saying that because it's like the newest one we've done. So maybe I'm just into it more. Blue Stars is Tearing Me Apart. Image Capture second. Alright, I sing Tearing Me Apart. I actually didn't really know if I liked that song when I wrote it. So thanks for thinking that song's cool. It's very, very new wave. We Were Just Kids. Yeah, We Were Just Kids is up there. I think that one was my favorite out of the ones I sing. Until the record came out, I actually got into, and I was like listening, because I always listen to my records when they come out, like the day of, because it's just fun to hear them on Spotify. And I think it was Bad Love. I think Bad Love's probably my favorite one. And that's also a song I thought that wasn't going to make the cut. That's actually one of the songs that, because when I showed the album to my previous label, to see if they wanted to sign it before I put it out, just give them a shot at it, and they were like, yeah, we don't really like We Were Just Kids or Bad Love, and I was like, sick. Both songs I sing on, and I was like, cool, I think I'll probably just move along. Blue Tornado asked me, where do most of my fans come from? From the internets, from the interwebs. I don't know, do you mean like geographically, or like where do they filter in from? Miles, catch ya. Sean, We Were Just Kids. Awesome. What's everyone's a lot of you didn't have an opinion. There's 15 of you watching, and like 4 of you had an opinion about your favorite song from 80s Kids. Y'all not listening to 80s Kids? It's my new album. It just came out like last week. Check it out. It's like I spent a lot of time on it. I don't actually consider The Payback to be one of my albums. I only have 2 albums out. It's my debut album and 80s Kids. The Payback is a collab album with Father Dude, so it's not my album. It's like our album. So I don't really count the collaborative album as like my album, even though like this was a shit ton of work, honestly. What's your favorite song on the Payback? I want to know. Tell me what your favorite song is off of the Payback. Darling Renee said Bad Love's her favorite off 80s Kids. Thank you. I can tell you what my favorite song is off the Payback. I think it's the Payback. I think it's a banger. Second, I'd have to go with I Am No One. It sounds like a Michael Jackson song to me. But low key, there's some like banger sleepers on here, like Lightning Touch and Hotline Runaway are like mega banger sleepers. Oh, Katie likes Falling from the new album. Thanks, Katie. Grace Austin likes I Am No One. Draco likes all of them. The whole record is one giant song. Red Cherry, Out of Frame. Out of Frame's a very popular one. Red Cherry, Hero, I Am No One. On the Run, Red Cherry. Yeah, Red Cherry's like such a... It sounds like something Prince would have done in the 80s. I wasn't certain I liked that song that much when we wrote it, but then when I got the production finished on it, I was like, okay, this song's like really good. Blue Tornado, you mean like which song do a lot of people find you from? City Nights is probably the biggest one, and then probably Payback and Out of Frame, because Pierogi plays those a lot on the Scammer Payback channel. A lot of people are trying to find me off an 80s song now from the new album, and also from We Were Just Kids, which is cool. But yeah, City Nights is my most popular song, like probably by far, and the next it's probably the Payback. I'm just going off of like what I see people talk about, and then I would say next is probably Out of Frame after that, which are surprisingly all Father Dude songs. All songs with Father Dude. Yeah, Red Cherry is totally a Prince vibe. I mean, that's what we were going for. Red Cherry was Pierogi from Scammer Payback's idea. Like he came up with the concept. He wants to write something based around this character named Vivian, that he does. So that's kind of like getting ready and going out to the club type of vibe. So that's what we did. A lot of people ask for the music on the SP video comments. I know. I need to ask Pierogi to start putting music. I'm actually gonna ask. I'm gonna write him that. Actually, when I tell him that I should send his vinyls, I'm saying, well, you can start putting music by Drive in the credits of the video, because I know he talks about me a lot in the streams, which is like the best thing to do. But it'd be nice if people could just quickly look and see that. Stace says, "I Am No One" from the Payback, Tearing Me Apart from 80s Kids. Cool. Both great songs. Where are most of my fans from? Like geographically? I can look and like see where most listeners are from on Spotify, but I think that Drive's pretty spread out, like around the globe. I mean, I get people that want to order vinyls like all over the world, like Japan. This guy from Japan ordered 5 compact discs of 80s Kids, and I had to hit him and be like, I can't send you these. Like, I have to refund your money. Like, I can't ship these to Japan. It's so expensive. I felt really bad about it. I need to figure out this distribution thing. But yeah, let me see where my audience is from. It's cool. Like, Spotify makes a little app called Artists for Spotify. It's like this. And it shows you, like, your newest release, how many streams it's had. And then, like, it shows you how many people are listening right now. And it shows you how many, like, all your metrics. It's really freaking cool. So, and unless you look all the way back to the beginning of your project, it shows you like how much of your audience is what. Like my listening audience on Spotify is only 16% female, and it's 81% male, and 2% non-binary, and 1% non-specified. It says my top country is the United States, followed by the United Kingdom, then Germany, then Canada, then Australia. But it says my top city for listeners is London. And number 2 is Los Angeles. Number 3 is Chicago. Number 4 is Dallas. Number 5 is Sydney, Australia. I guess it makes sense if it's a big city. A lot of people come from there. Let's see who else is in here. Seattle, Melbourne, Oslo, Norway, Houston, Texas, Atlanta. Yeah, that's it tells me, and it actually says the age range, which is surprising. But my largest age range of listeners is 28 to 34, 35% of them. I thought it would be older, honestly, because the music's very like 80s sounding. And then the next is 23 to 27 at 23%, and then 35 to 44 at 22%, and 45 plus is only 6%. Under 18 is 1%. Those really young kids under 18, do not care about this project. They do not give a crap about it. It's cool too. It shows you like your stream graph. If I could get this to focus in, there it is. See that? It shows you like a graph of your streams over time. It shows you like a graph of your listeners over time. If I can get this on the camera right. Oh, I won't focus on that screen. Kind of does. Yeah, go UK. I need to be able to start sending vinyl to the UK from here, not through Bandcamp. Yeah, and then it like tells me my top songs. Let's see my top songs forever. My top songs of all time is City Nights. It has almost 600,000 streams, followed by Blink of an Eye at almost 300,000 streams, same album. Followed by Looker from my first EP, and I think that's because Dr. Disrespect, he's a big YouTube channel. He like played that song, and then coming in fourth is The Payback. And then fifth is Synth on Fire from my first EP. It makes sense for some of the stuff that came out like over a year ago to be higher on there because it came out a while ago. Out of Frame. So my two biggest songs from The Payback are Out of Frame and The Payback. The Payback, then Out of Frame, and then Red Cherry. And then Hero. And then On the Run. And then my biggest songs from my debut album are, City Nights, Blink of an Eye, and then Embrace with Lynx. And my biggest songs from 80s Kids, which just came out, is 80s Song, and then We Were Just Kids. And then everything else is sort of just down around the same below that. But yeah, and if you don't know, it's interesting for some of you, I guess, to see the dumb stuff we can see as artists. Apple Music has one too. They have an artist for Apple Music. See? It says I only have 323,000 all-time streams on Apple Music. But I do know that like Spotify has some insane amount of users as opposed to Apple Music. Like Apple Music's in such a low percentage compared to Spotify. Of the amount of people that use that platform. Like most people use Spotify. It's got a better interface. It's easier to navigate. It's easy to build playlists. Like the subscription's cheap. You can make a family plan for like $5 more and have a ton of people on there. But my top song on Apple Music is also City Nights, followed by The Payback, followed by Synth on Fire, followed by Out of Frame. There's actually a lot of songs from The Payback in my top songs here. So I think a lot of people from Apple Music, or a lot of people from Scammer Payback, probably source my stuff on Apple Music. It tells me how many Shazams my songs have had. City Nights has had 6,600 Shazams. Payback's had a little bit over 5,000. Stacy says Looker's my best instrumental, easily. That's like, yeah, easily. I should have put a vocal on that song. And I actually might. I get the, actually next month I get the masters back from the label. Because they're only on a 2-year license deal. So I get to have my masters back and collect all my royalties off it again. And I might reissue that song with like, what I should do is get my masters back, reissue the first EP in a deluxe version with me singing on Looker. And I could add another track that was like maybe a B-side that never came out. I just thought of that. Blue likes Embrace too. Embrace is like one of my favorite Drive songs, like period. That's Embrace is probably my favorite song off of the first Drive album. I know City Nights is a banger, but I'd really think Embrace is my favorite. It has like this Crystal Castles vibe. They were like kind of a like late 2000s like post noise type goth group. But they just have stuff I really like. And that song like really reminds me of Crystal Castles. And I wouldn't tell you to check out all their stuff because all their stuff's not great. I can hear my roommate just got home. Which reminds me, I should keep an eye on the battery on this camera. I need to get an AC adapter for the camera. That's like on my list. I need a lavalier mic, so the audio's good, and I need an AC adapter for the camera, and then I need someone to teach me how to set up a live stream and have it look good and sound good without my face in the camera trying to mess with the computer all the time. Draco loves City Nights. You guys know City Nights came out in 2020 as an instrumental initially. And that was another case where the instrumental did well and people liked it, so I went and put a vocal on it later. And that's when we added saxophone, live bass guitar, because City Nights was just something I made in like a hotel in Costa Rica, like all on the laptop. Like none of it was done in the studio at all. It was all done there. I took it home and mixed it. And then I was like, just put it up as like a burner track, just like something like, I was just kind of putting out my first couple tracks. So I put that out and people really liked it. So here we are. So yeah, guys, just to wrap this up, you've all got your Payback vinyls probably by now. If you don't, they're being shipped tomorrow by me. And if you haven't ordered them yet, please hit up my Bandcamp. Help me unload these vinyls. They are stacked up in the corner over here. I've got about 150 of these things. I'm just sitting on them here. They're taking up space. I need to get them out of here. I'm about ready to start paying people just to get these out of here. So yes, please pick up the vinyl if you have the means. Draco has all the Payback merch. It's true. YouTube's having a fit, Stacy. I'm sorry to hear about that. Also, 80s Kids. I got to pitch this one more time. While we're here. Vinyl campaign for 80s Kids. Wraps up in about 3 weeks. We're at 20-some% funded, 24% funded. I need to get 80s Kids into 50% funded, and then I'll cover the rest out of pocket to make sure it goes to press. I really want to press that album. If you got $30 laying around, I know gas is expensive. It's like a tank of gas. If you got about a tank of gas laying around, hit up my Bandcamp. Pledge $30. You don't even have to pay now. You don't pay unless the campaign succeeds. Help me reach 50% so I can press that thing. Would appreciate it a ton. Also have special packages for 80s Kids. Limited cassette, test pressings. Oh, really quick. This is the last test pressing of the Payback album right here. These are the records that I check. They send me these test pressings to check to approve the records. And I'm going to give this away, autograph it, give it away to one lucky winner. And all you got to do is pledge for 80s Kids. My dog's down here panting, if you hear that, and walking around on the hardwood floor. But yeah, pledge for 80s Kids. You're entered into a contest to get this bad boy right here, autographed, last one in existence that is available. And if you've already pledged for 80s Kids, you're already in the contest. Don't worry. Yep, be cool like Draco. You can have a signed test press. Draco's the only person in existence that has the test pressing signed, actually. So there will only be 2 signed test pressings of the Payback to ever exist, and you could have one by simply pledging for 80s Kids. Friends, people, thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with my technical difficulties in the stream. I promise next time we do this, I'll have all this sorted out. Keep streaming 80s kids. Keep enjoying your summer. I'll see you all soon.